Hello everybody, welcome again to another live unboxing. We have this box. It's huge. It feels too light to be a reel, but that's the only thing I know for sure that's supposed to show up today. This is supposed to be the Scorpion EVO, and it may be the lightest reel in the history of the world. So real quick, I'm going to cut this baby open. Hang on. Move it. Oh, by the way, we're hoping it is, because then we're going to compare all three of these guys. See those two guys there? I have, it's older brothers, I guess you could call them. Corrado K and the Corrado DC. Still have yet to go out on the water with any of these reels. Okay. Swiss Army knife gets the job done, right? You guys all own Swiss Army knives, I'm sure you do. So, let's see. Here we go. This has to be it, I hope. It'd be weird if it's some little funky lure, but that is it. I thought it came with a box, but maybe I was mistaken. So, I did buy it used off of, where did I get this thing from? eBay, I believe. Definitely packaged well, having a box. And it's got like a touch of, it's got a scratch somewhere up front, I believe. I don't know why they added that. Not needed. This is probably all they needed. I guess they didn't have a big wrap, so they stuffed it in all the other bubble wrap. So here we go. And there is a very shiny, and it definitely feels new. It has that, look at all that oil. I'll show you guys that. That chunk of grease right there, I think, can be associated for why Shimano always feels stiffer at the store, you know, not as smooth as some of the Daiwa stuff. So I'm already putting marks on it just by holding it. Let's try to find the damage. I think right at the very front, right over here, there's a little scratch. There's actually just a little paint chip, which probably could be due to the, you know, an imperfection when they made it. So anyway, it was significantly cheaper than you would find them anywhere else, so I picked one up. And everybody, the big talk on the internet is, what color is that? Like anybody talking, not on the internet, fishing forums and places on the internet that show this reel. It's hard to make out. I would call it, and you guys that are not in the States wouldn't get it, but some of your Ford trucks have that maroon color. I call it a maroon. It's kind of a metallic maroon, but that is nowhere near anything around here we call red. That's barely close to what we call red. That would be a darker, deeper red than any of your red, normal red, if you guys can see the difference. Hard to tell on camera, but that red, even the anodized red, looks more maroonish than the normal red that you'd be used to. Now, of course, as you can see, and I have this reel, I'm still going to be switching around. So today we got snow out here. I'll probably be sitting around here playing with my reels. Yeah, I know. Some of you guys don't care, some of you guys do. But as you can see, I do some switching around with the single lifestyle stuff. I definitely mess with the handles, knobs, 100% for sure. I hardly ever fish a reel with the stock knobs or a handle. Drag stars, yes. Sometimes I tinker with those also. Spools, I try to find a different spool if possible, but like some of these are newer and don't really have spools available. I cannot find, I've had people asking me, I cannot find an aftermarket BFS style spool for anything Corrado yet. On the K series, and of course the DC you can't change, but this. Now I'm sure I could take this spool, it'll go right into, not this one, into the K, switch these spools around, but they don't, I don't know, the MGL spool right here, as far as I know, is the shallow spool you can find for one of these. Another reason why I picked this up, and it's supposed to have a little better bearings, and in my opinion, looks better just for the paint, you know, color they got going on. I like both. That's why I probably will, you know, always be that way. I'll have, if they make one body of reel in 5 different colors, I'll have 5 different colors instead of 5 of all just one color. And some people, when it comes to fishing gear, aren't like that. They like everything identical. I like mine to have the same kind of scheme going on once I've been fishing a while, you know. I'm not on any kind of tournaments or team or nothing like that, but I kind of give it that team look. That comes probably from my background having RC remote control cars, and you know I want them to be a little different, but I want my buggy and my truck. I want everything to look similar, and so that's kind of what I want on my reels. Does that make sense? So anyway, there's not a huge difference in any of these reels. These two are the K and the MGL. I did get in the higher speed XGs. The 7.4 actually feels smoother. A lot of times that's just because of the gearing. Lower gear ratio will have a easier to turn feel. That's why they use them for cranking and stuff. And that one's older and worn in. These two, this one I still haven't used. I've been handling it. I can already tell it's loosened up. One thing, don't be discouraged if you go out to Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, wherever you put your hands on Shimano's and you're like, wow, they don't. You know, there'll be a feeling of resistance, especially if they've just been out on display not long. And because when I bought anything Shimano new or Feltham new, they feel there's just more oil and grease in them. But I think once they all break in, you could not hardly tell a huge difference. Now this new micro module gearing, and my Metanium, kind of why not every reason, but one of the reasons why I also decided to try Shimano's this year. Once that I'll show you the name right there, micro module gear gets worked in, it is even smoother. I don't know if that's to do with just the oil gets out of the way, or you know, with typically anything metal to metal, it has a break-in period. Once it just forms to itself, that's why if you change one gear, you definitely change both. There's no way you would want to take a new, you know, pinion gear or main gear and switch the other without just putting new ones in and letting them get broken together. And that goes with every reel. But Shimano's especially, I think, just because of the amount of oil they put on them, even before they had the micro module gearing. Some of your old AliExpress reels that we're, you know, just trying out. That's why I keep talking about aluminum, either aluminum or magnesium, a metal frame. Those carbon frames, the tolerances will get a little off. Get that where the pinion and main gear are either supported by bushings or bearings, that hole itself will start to waller, and they will not be anywhere near smooth. How fast will it happen? It'll happen way faster than with the metal gear. I don't know for sure how long, but that's why some guys will shoot down anything you say that's got a carbon frame, like the T3s and those. They just had the T3s were a perfect example. Higher end Daiwa reel that just never felt as smooth as a regular reel, especially once you get a fish on, excuse me, and you start cranking on a fish. That's where a solid metal frame, that's kind of why they ban them, and I may still get one of those. Alright guys, that's enough. You guys seen this reel. It's an awesome reel. Next time you see it, this whole handle assembly, possibly that drag star. And here's what I'm wondering. I have yet to see anybody do this with these Scorpions. I've seen it with a couple of the older ones that had the maroon color. I'm going to track down and put as much gold on this reel as I can. This kind of almost a champagne red, just a maroon color, goes awesome with gold. I think one of the first reels I seen in this color, Chronarch had been painted up. It was on the tackle trap for sale, and it had a lot of gold accents. The veil, I want to say, had a handle, drag star. And I wish all of these, I'm going to have to get the clicking audible drag so when that line goes out. But anyway, as far as looks wise, that's what I feel this reel needs to it'll set it off. Next time you guys see it, you'll be like, holy cow. I'm tempted to try to take this and maybe possibly get Clint, if anybody knows my RC racing days, always painting my RC car bodies for me. If I could get some of these pieces that need painted and find a gold color that I actually like, because I definitely need some gold on here. I hate to do away with this end on the cast control cap, because I do like that Scorpion little emblem there. And I like the stock. All of these stock drag stars I like better than anything you can get as far as the shape. I'm not a huge drag star guy. I love these. I don't like the colors on some of them. You can de-anodize any of this aluminum, but basically you're going to polish it up. And it's just going to be a bright polished aluminum. It's not going to be a true, you know, you can't. I don't anodize. I've got guys in the past, Pit Daddy and a couple other guys back from the RC racing days, that did some anodizing for a while on RC parts. I wish I could get them into firing up their old machines or whatever they use to. I like to have a couple gold anodized drags in this same, just like this right here, which is basically you de-anodize whatever was there, polish it up. They've got a dipping magnetic process into certain dyes or colors that anodizes the color you want. I'm not a huge fan of this green. I like the gold, but anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Videos are always way too long. I like to talk. Stay tuned. I'm going to get to work here on changing these around. Like I said, we go out here today. Definitely won't be fishing for a while. I think winter actually finally hit here in the Midwest. So, like always, stay tuned. See more on the water videos with these and shootouts and comparison videos and what I think about these overall between themselves and over the Tatulas I've had in the past. You know, everybody loves the Daiwa Shimano battle. I don't think I like them any better than the Tatulas, other than I think they palm just a touch better and they are smoother reeling once they get broken. So anyway, thanks for watching. Now get out of here. Go bass and bonsai somewhere else.